Good morning, guys. This is your girl Christelle, and this morning I want to share a little story, and also want to share a scripture. I would love to title it "Righteousness and Open Heavens." Yeah, righteousness and open heavens, because most of the times when we talk about open heavens, we have been limited sometimes, depending on where we are and the kind of messages we listen to. Open heavens sometimes is being limited to pray. Like sometimes we're taught to pray hard until the heavens are open, but it's not always about that. It's about righteousness too, which means doing things God's way, the way God does His things, following and aligning to God's design pattern of doing things. So, starting with this short story, there comes that moment where the Lord maybe puts you and asks you to submit somewhere, be it under a ministry or be it under uh, 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 how do I call it, the church, past, especially I'm talking to those that are called into ministry and that God has given them an assignment to accomplish, for instance. And then because I hear many people complain sometimes and they're like, I'm better than this. Why did God drop me here? I know what it feels like because I've been there. And submitting doesn't make you in any way less than who you are. Submitting is God's way. That is God's way of bringing you to a place. There are many reasons why God would ask you to submit. It's one of His ways of Him preparing you for the assignment or for the mission He has confided to you. So you see, in ministries, people complain like. If you know you're submitting to serve God, if you have that consciousness always, it's true that the Bible says pursue peace at all costs. So it's something that you need to pursue, even when others are not willing to. You have to pursue. And for a child of God that has been walking with God hand in hand, you come to realize that most at times when you have the impression that people have wronged you in one way or the other, usually when you go to God, God makes amends in such a way that what God usually does is that if there's conflict between you and somebody, even if you feel that that person was wrong and you were right, usually the Lord will tell you to do the first step and ask for forgiveness, or try to resolve issues and take the first step, because God has given us a ministry of reconciliation, and not to bring not to bring disunity. So as a child of God, one of our primary missions is to bring reconciliation wherever we are. So you get to a place where there are problems, there are issues. You don't take sides, but you try your best to bring in the ministry of reconciliation. So we're going to see how righteousness and righteousness can open heavens for us, like doing things God's way. We see Jesus and John the Baptist. We're going to read from Matthew 3:13. Matthew 3:13 says, "Then Jesus came from Galilee to John at the Jordan River to be baptized by him. But John tried to prevent him, vigorously protesting, saying, 'It is I who need to be baptized by you, and you do come to me.' But Jesus replied, 'Permit it just now, for this is the fitting way for us to fulfill all righteousness.' Then John permitted it and baptized him." Then we see, after Jesus was baptized, he came up immediately out of the waters, and behold, the heavens were opened, and he saw the Spirit of God descending as a dove and lighting on him. And behold, a voice from heaven said, "This is my beloved Son, in whom I am well pleased and delighted." So one of the requirements, or one of God's ways of doing things are preparing his servants as far as ministry is concerned, or preparing them for his assignment, usually is bringing them bringing them to submit to an existing ministry which the Lord believes that it's good for you and that is going to help prepare you for your next level. And generally, sometimes when people complain, I'm like, I once listened to something and my friend was telling me, we complain sometimes, but what we forget is that you do not see more than God. So when you go to God and you're saying, Lord, this person yelled at me, this person shouted at me, this person spoke rudely to me, and the Lord is like, you're not informing God. He saw that even before he sends you to a place, he knows all of that. You don't see better than him. So you don't ask God to correct, to do things that you're not informing him to do something. He knows what is supposed to be done and he sees better than you, but he knows that it is good for you. We see John the Baptist is like, Jesus, I cannot baptize you. And sometimes people are even aware of what you carry and stuff like that, but John was like, I cannot baptize you. When I look at you, he could perceive in the spirit. He knew, no, there must be something better about you. Like, you deserve better than this. But what happened? Jesus said, let's do it this way for righteousness' sake. I'm following the pattern that my Father has given me. To accomplish my assignment, this is the pattern that my Father has given me. For the heavens to be open over me, I need to go through this process. I need to submit to you, John, and be baptized by you. So submitting is righteousness, is fulfilling righteousness. Yeah, it's fulfilling righteousness. So it's very important to stick where the Lord has put you. And sometimes when the Lord is taking us through this wilderness journey, He's pruning us on every side and making sure we are really ready for the assignment that He has called us for. He's not sending us to a perfect place, but He's sending us to a place where all that we need to become what he wants us to become for the assignment He has for us is. So He puts us in a place where everything that will be done to you would be in favor for you. It's going to help you. I remember while serving the Lord, I had this challenge with some sisters, and I was so irritated. I was like, no, God, I know where you're bringing me, where you've taken me from. I cannot take this. I don't even understand why you want me to stay here. And one of the things the Lord made me to understand was, later on when I got over it, the Lord was like, I was working out patience with you. I want you to be patient with others. It's even pride at some point, because so when you get prideful, you don't really realize that you've got prideful until the Lord works it out and presents it to you. Or when praying about it and asking the Lord to take away pride from you, pride manifests itself in several ways. And you cannot say you will see and you will know all the time when pride has showed up, because the way God analyzes things and the way He comes to conclusion to say someone is prideful might not be the way we see things at times. So that is how while staying with after that period, when I overcame that situation where I felt like I shouldn't be here, I shouldn't be with these sisters, they irritate me all the time, they pest me up and stuff like that. What the Lord told me was, later on when I was over it, like I said, the Lord made me understand it is pride, because I've taken you out from that situation and you forgot that you were there, and I'm the one that helped you. Now you act like you cannot you act like you are how do I put it? You act like you are you act like you're the one that created the holies of holies. You see, and the Lord was teaching me patience. He said, and later on we became so close, and I loved them so much, and I learned to be patient. I didn't even realize that was impatience, because the same way Lord was kind of telling me, the same way I was patient with you for you to change, for you to get to that level, is the same way you have to be patient with others. And I learned a bigger lesson, and it helped me to relate with people in a more comfortable way, and in a more, like, things that used to irritate me before. There's no room for irritation. There's no room for anger. Like, I will be shocked sometimes at situations I face, and I will keep quiet, and I'll just be looking at. Later on, I'll be like, I can't believe I'm the one, like, this is happening, and I'm just calm, and I'm not bothered about it, and I'm like, it's normal. I'm like, it's normal. I remember a woman, this is a lady, a grown-up lady. She came to me once, and she was complaining about her siblings, and I was like, it's normal. They're growing up. It's normal. Why are you making an issue out of it? But those are things that will make me cry before. Like, the only way God will get rid of certain things that you're suffering from is to expose you to it and make you strong. Like, you're kind of saying, Lord, there are witches here, I can't get there. And God says, exactly, that's where I'm sending you, where the witches are. So that after contending with them, you will know that my word, there is no witch that can break my word, and there is no witch that can do whatsoever I have not commanded. They cannot establish whatsoever that I have not commanded. So I hope this bless someone, and encourage someone that is going through a situation like this and is wondering. And most of the times, I want to add something and to say, most of the times, instead of crying and saying, Lord, I can't do this is hard, and all, like, what you should do is ask Lord, what lesson am I supposed to learn? What is the lesson, Lord? What is the lesson? What is the lesson? Because when you get the lesson, the Lord moves you to the next phase, and He settles everything and He puts peace. Yeah, He gives you that peace that surpasses understanding. So we're done for today. I hope this bless someone, and bye bye. See you next time.